Life album if it wasn't for Man and Babez.
Life, I mean like a little bit, then Thug Life like a lot. These is my Thug Life niggas, and we finna do this like this. While I roll a blunt, y'all finna talk, you know what I'm saying? Thug Life. What Thug Life, baby? The craziest Thug Life, nigga. Thug Life. Crazy. Yeah. Okay, who we got right here? The niggas, just, you know, they introduce themselves. All right, sir. I'm Killer B. All right. I'm Man. M-A-N. I'm a psycho maniac from the evil mind.
We could have made the best of both of us, man. Right. But I was still into that street mind.
So I know you briefly before talked about the grassroots and stuff like that, and kind of knowing information and being around during that time. Was that during the period when he first started talking about like getting the 50 niggas, getting one person in each state, or was this closer around like as he was creating the Thug Life album, he was having those visions?
Well, what I can remember is going to Los Angeles, as I said in the first interview, and going to the Black Panther rally. Okay, while we were at that rally, okay, Watani was there. Then I seen this light skinned dude, like, you know what I mean? I paid no mind, but he like greeted us, like, you know what I mean? What's going on? Like, you know, and then there was some more guys over there, right? Okay. Damn, I didn't see the light skinned dude until again at the Keep Your Head Up video. I seen him over there, you know what I mean? He was talking about my cutlass and just we chopped it up. I seen I was coming to find out, make a long story short, the light skinned dude was Lil Monster Cody. From A-Trade, Gangster, with his brother had the book, and that all started really coming together, like, were they trying to bridge, the gang, where are you trying to go with this? This is like shortly after the riots.
Right.
This is shortly after the riots when we all we went to LA and got to, had the rally. But, anyway, I just seen, like, how he was like trying to bring a lot of things together, man. I seen it all coming together.
Right. So, like, during this time in his life, what would you say, like, Mutulu and Marin roles was in his life during that time?
Well, he always stayed in touch with Mutulu. He always checked in. He always tapped in with Mutulu. Straight up. I say, you mean when he moved from the Bay Area to LA? Mo moved with him at first, and then when they came back to the Bay, Mo never went to LA. Mo didn't move back to LA with him.
They were around like just as like more of, I wouldn't say spiritual guidance, but like mentors to him.
Well, yeah, Mutulu was.
Now,
was advisor, was chief advisor.
Right. Now, I know in our last interview, we didn't kind of, since we going through the timeline of leading up to what happened at the park, and we didn't really paint like the picture for real. Like we, kind of talked about it here and there. You feel comfortable with talking about like, not with names, but exactly like how that whole day went from your perspective?
Well, that day we just showed up at the park, and as I was saying, it was like a fundraiser, and Frankie Beverly, I believe, was showing up, and I don't know what they're called. They were called 11-5. I forgot what there was another group that was supposed to be performing there. But however, we walked up, the kids, about 7 kids from Richmond that was in the group with Man's little brother, as well as the Outlaws. Well, back then they were called Thoroughheads. Qatari, Yafi, and Malky. They were with us. And before I thought it was Yaf that had the cast on his leg, but it was Qatari, because I since then talked to Qatari. I talked to Castro since then. He was telling me it was him that had the cast on his leg. They were like 13 years old. So, but anyway, we walked up, and there was a guy, he came out of nowhere, it seemed. And back then, I was drinking and fueled. Like I said, I was going through some things anyway. And when the dude stepped up, I guess he tried to, roll up on Pac. So man stepped up and like to check him. Immediately man stepped up to check him. And then he told man he didn't want him with man. So while I seen that, like I said, I was drinking back then and kind of overreacting and kind of looking for trouble. And kind of pressed up. Well, I was pressing up on one of his partners, and another one of his partners stole and swung on Pac, and then the whole park like turned on us. The whole park turned on us, and we had to run for our life, man. Hopped in the car. They tried to turn over Pac Jeep. The police met us at it was one way in the jungle back then and one way out. And while we were headed on our way out, the police were coming in and they surrounded us and everybody went to jail.
And who ended up coming back and getting y'all all out of jail?
I think Interscope came and got us out.
So at that time, he was already doing some business dealings with Interscope. Yeah,
I believe Interscope got us out back then. Yeah, he was doing business for Interscope. He had already signed the Interscope.
So that guy that walked up on y'all, that was just out of the clear blue sky because people was grimming each other, looking at each other odd? Or
no, he said he walked up and asked Pac, "Are you not claiming the jungle no more?" So that's why I reacted like I did, and that's why man reacted like he did. You know what I mean? Because he walked up on Pac, asking Pac about claiming the jungle. We wasn't from the jungle. You know what I mean? So whatever he was claiming, this is man's artist, really. But not to say it like that, but dude stepped out of line. So
right, it's always been this like infamous. I don't know. It's been a couple different people I've talked to like that speak about that situation. Said like something to deal with that park has something to do with like a girl or something.
Well, then I heard about. I mean, it was all surrounded around jealousy because they felt as though Pac probably should have put him on. You know what I mean? He probably eventually would have, but they wasn't first on his list. And they probably couldn't understand that because really Pac wasn't all the way in the door yet. But they wanted their time to shine, I guess. I don't want to just put that on them, like I said before, But, yeah, and then there was a girl that Pac was supposed to have ran up her phone bill or something to that effect. Then they wanted, they act like that was a reason. That's plumb jealousy, man, if you ask me.